All right, let's just jump straight onto the shop floor. Imagine an ops manager's absolute biggest daily frustration. You were trying to manage a factory, but you're flying half blind. And this is despite having software systems that literally cost millions of dollars. The question that just constantly keeps popping up is simply, what is happening right now on the floor?
That daily execution friction, yeah, it is entirely real, and ops managers feel it every single shift. We are talking about crippling manual reporting delays, a total desperate dependence on what we call spreadsheet glue just to hold things together, and this massive administrative overhead. It's not just annoying, it is a huge burden that absolutely burns through your precious time.
So let's really dive into this. In our explainer today, we're going to break down the modern manufacturing execution gap. Using insights from the Harmony AI Decision Guide, we'll figure out exactly where this gap comes from, and more importantly, how ops managers can actually overcome it.
Section 1. The illusion of shop floor control. Because, implementing a massive, shiny new ERP doesn't necessarily mean you have actual real-time control where the work is actively happening.
Think about it. When something goes wrong right in the middle of a shift, answering why did this issue happen becomes almost impossible in that exact moment. When you're relying solely on standard planning software, trying to trace a root cause during an active shift is incredibly hard. Why? Because the data just doesn't flow fast enough from the machine to the shift manager. And that naturally leads us to the next really critical question. What should change this shift? Ops managers need answers for today. Not tomorrow, not next week when the nice monthly reports finally print out. They need to know how to react right here, right now. Moving on to Section 2, the fundamental manual reporting gap. Honestly, this heavy reliance on manual reporting, it's the actual root cause of all those daily fires you constantly have to put out.
So what exactly is this gap? Well, the execution gap is essentially this complete disconnect between perfect, pristine front office planning and the absolute chaotic reality of the shop floor. Right there, in that messy space between planning and execution, is where literally all the inefficiency hides out. To understand why this gap even exists, we really have to look at the technology itself. Giant platforms, your SAPs, your Oracles, Dynamics, Epicor, they all share a structural trait. They are systems of record. They were perfectly built for process management and planning, but crucially, not for real-time frontline execution.
Section 3. Core Systems versus Execution Layer. It is officially time to completely rethink how we view the manufacturing software market.
The easiest way to wrap your head around this market is to divide it into a two-layer setup. Layer 1, that's your ERP backbone. It handles the planning and the records. Layer 2 is execution intelligence. That's your real-time automation and immediate action.
The big players, they absolutely dominate Layer 1, right? SAP is fantastic for deep global planning, Oracle totally excels at cloud integration, Dynamics gives you vast flexibility, and Epicor goes incredibly deep for mid-market native manufacturing. But look at that bottom line. Harmony AI operates purely in Layer 2. It doesn't replace your core, it focuses 100% on execution and automation.
So why does this distinction actually matter? Well, think of the traditional ERP paradigm. You've got heavy planning, global standards, systems of record. Contrast that with the execution paradigm. We're talking real-time coordination, automated paperwork, and point-of-work action. Basically, the ERP sets the rules of the game, but the execution layer, that's what actually plays on the field.
Which brings us to Section 4, automation as an operational bridge. Let's look at how this technology specifically cures an ops manager's daily, pounding headaches.
The really critical point here is that adding an execution layer does not require you to rip everything out by the roots. Nobody wants to do that. Instead, it automates factory admin, paperwork, and scheduling without replacing your existing ERP. It's basically a super smart intelligence layer that just sits right on top of your current stack.
So, how does this actually play out on the factory floor? First, it seamlessly connects to your existing ERP backbone. Second, it automates all that tedious scheduling and manual reporting. And third, and this is the big one, it delivers real-time execution intelligence. Suddenly, the data just flows exactly where it needs to go.
The operational wins for a manager here are absolutely massive. Decisions happen faster simply because the data is actually available now. The frontline connects directly to the data without any middlemen, which completely eliminates that painful manual reporting friction. There's no more waiting around for spreadsheets to update.
I really want to share this powerful quote from our source material. Most manufacturing inefficiencies don't come from a lack of effort. They come from a lack of alignment. This just perfectly validates the incredible hard work of operations managers and floor workers. The effort is absolutely there, but when your systems aren't aligned with reality, well, that effort is just wasted.
To wrap up our explainer today, I want to leave you with a pretty provocative question to chew on. Does your factory actually need a massive, wildly expensive new ERP backbone? Or do you just need an execution layer placed right on top of the one you already have? It's a thought that could frankly save you endless frustration and completely transform your factory's efficiency. Thanks so much for joining me, and definitely think about that during your next shift.